Hey guys. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. We're going to go from what we've already started. Remember, we started with the power shift to the customers, and we're moving along towards what's going on in our competitors, what's going on in our environment, what's going on with our customers, how is it all shaping in. But remember, what we're trying to get to is what is our marketing strategy. So we're trying to put a strategic plan together in response to our current situation and then, of course, our future goals. And so you cannot start this without a situational analysis. And the situation analysis, remember we talked about environmental scanning. It involves internal and external review. The internal review, I would strongly suggest you can never escape a SWOT analysis. It is the best way, even if you just want to go out on a Friday night, ask yourself, what are my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to going out? What else could I be doing that might be a little bit more productive? Right? Everything in life can be chunked off into a SWOT analysis, and it's a great way to have pros and cons. That's really what a SWOT, but it allows you to put it into these little buckets. If you have a strength, and that is a core competency that is bringing customers into your stores or buying your products or taking advantage of your services, then you need to shore it up. There's a pretty good chance that that is not a strength that you want to let go. And there's also a pretty good chance, because this is business, that somebody has already identified that as your strength and already has a plan to take it from you. That's part of business. I see something that somebody's doing really well, I'm going to take it from them. If it is a weakness, you may or may not want to take advantage of that weakness. You may want to solve it, you may not want to solve it. If you operate a bus line, and you have a lot of people that use buses in Hawaii and you operate in New York, you can't solve that. You just ignore it, right? Inherently, you want to go to where most people use buses, but that doesn't mean you can start an operation here and then go 6,000 miles away and continue that operation, okay? So it's a weakness, but you ignore it. As opposed to, I have some places along the coast near where I operate, I should go explore that, okay? So that's where the opportunities come in. That's an ROI discussion. Should I expand to those areas where I can actually take advantage of my current infrastructure, my current logistics, but increase sales and increase profitability? So that's where that discussion comes in. And then, of course, your threats. What else is going on? How are people substituting for my product? How are competitors coming in and taking my customers? Those kind of things. And so those are your external threats. You take that picture. Now you got to move it over and align it with your mission statement. Remember, these two are going together. Your mission about who are we, who are our customers, what is it about our company that's special, that has got to fit in here. It's either a current state or a future state, but somewhere in there you've got to say who are we and what do we want to be, right? That's the mission, the vision. What do we want to be, right? This is aspirational. This is current. This keeps you in line with what you're doing every day. This gives you a little bit more of a business expansion, kind of a dream look. What do we want to be? Do we want to lead the world in transportation? Well, that means you can't just be a bus line, right? You have to move on. Some people go on rails, some people go on Uber, some people go on just on and on and on. Okay, so if we're going to be in transportation, think of the picture, or say we are going to be the best bus line in the country. Now you have a different perspective, right? You're not just moving people, you're moving people by the one preferred medium that you can do very well. You are a bus. Okay, so now you go over here. The only way the marketing strategy is going to work is if you have these must-haves. First of all, it's the culture. The culture starts at the top. Your CEO, your president, is your chief culture officer. That is the person who sets the tone. That's the person who says, I believe in this. And once the CEO or president says they believe in this, all resources should be aligned around what that CEO believes in. That's also where all the resources should be argued for, right? They are scarce resources, they are finite resources. How are we going to go to market? Well, this department needs this department needs this. That's why you have an ROI discussion. You have to have a management style that fits the overall mission. Somewhere in here you might have a short-term management style and a long-term vision. That doesn't meet. You need to make sure that the management style matches, okay? So, because what happens, you tend to get distracted with this short-term stuff, when in reality, you need to be focusing on the bigger picture, because you're losing it up here because you're so good at this. But you need a big picture. That's what a strategy is. And then communication. Putting the plan together will force you to communicate with your other departments. And it'll force the CEO to bring all the department heads together and communicate in that manner so you can talk about the resources. So putting a marketing strategy together and putting an overall strategy together forces you to communicate. So those are some things I wanted to add to what we've done in the last couple of videos. And so this is video 6, and I will talk to you later.